What's up, Taiwan? I'm Eric Gao with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Starting off in local news, reported cases of vote buying have increased this election season. That's according to the Justice Ministry and comes fewer than 10 days before Taiwan's local elections. Prosecutors have already investigated 3,000 cases of vote buying involving 5,000 people. 88 cases have been prosecuted. These include candidates offering bribes of up to $160, giving gifts of shampoo and instant noodles, and treating voters to lavish meals. The Justice Ministry is considering increasing the reward for people who report cases of vote buying. Every election has its surprises. One year, it's about bringing Disneyland to southern Taiwan. Another year, it's about making sure the candidates don't have U.S. citizenship. This year, the most popular campaign attack strategy? Go after your opponent's academic integrity. Leslie Liao explains.
我选择离开桃园市长选举的战场。
A rising political star brought down just before the election. Lin Zijian was the mayor of Hsinchu City from 2014 to 2022. Once he reached his term limit, his party, the Democratic Progressive Party, thought he still had promise. They chose him to run for Tawian City mayor, but Ling dropped out of the race after just 2 months. What took him down? Academic fraud. In July, the opposition Kuomintang accused Ling of plagiarizing his master's theses. And after investigating, not one but 2 schools revoked his master's degrees.
认定林志坚均就本案硕士学位论文之写作，确实存在抄袭情事，且情节重大，并建议依法撤销林志坚均硕士学位。
Ling's fall from grace led to a wave of accusations, not just from the KMT, but also from the DPP.
那身为一个议员，你的论文几乎全部都抄市政府报告，你是寄生在市政府来拿学位的吧？
针对我的论文有6处输了引注，是我的失误，我会细心的检讨。选举要回归政策愿景，而不是泼脏水。
At least 9 candidates have come in the crosshairs in counties and cities across Taiwan. And in many cases, multiple candidates in the same race are accusing one another. It may be the hot campaign attack of 2022, but it's by no means a new tactic, and no one is immune.
There are still accusations against the current president Tsai Ing-wen regarding the authenticity of her thesis and degree. So this is not new.
Allegations against Tsai, though, have been debunked. Ye says there's a simple reason why academic papers are an easy target.
Everybody's thesis is kind of online available, so you just download it and run it by turning it in. You know whether it's plagiarized or not, right? So it's a very cost-efficient electoral campaign that you can do.
Ye says Taiwanese voters also care a lot about a candidate's education. They see it as a way to judge integrity and intelligence.
I think the big part of the reason is because Taiwan is is still kind of like a Confucius society, you know, where we emphasize on study as the way of social mobility.
From the sheer number of accusations of plagiarism we've seen in 2022, you might think it's an effective form of attack. But is it? So far, it's only led to the downfall of one candidate. Alex Chen and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
To keep up to date with Taiwan's local elections, stay tuned to TaiwanPlus and check out our coverage online at TaiwanPlus.com. Taiwan Centers for Disease Control has found a 90% increase in drug-resistant germs in intensive care units.
很多新冠肺炎到最后可能都是因为用了很多的抗生素。 或者是身上有一些侵入性的装置管路在，所以他得到抗药性的机会很多，大部分会死亡的，会医治不了的，很多可能都是抗药性细菌，而不是病毒本身了。
Authorities are responding to warnings that this could mean that superbugs will be responsible for 1 in 5 deaths in Taiwan by 2050 if left unchecked. Taiwan's Pandemic Response Agency says it will strengthen the systems to prevent diseases from spreading in hospitals. It will also advise people not to take antibiotics without a prescription. Taiwan has amended its building safety regulations to boost earthquake resistance. The new rules were devised with the help of the National Center for Research on Earthquake Engineering. It requires buildings marked as vulnerable to quakes to carry out structural reinforcements. The safety of older buildings is a growing concern in Taiwan, where earthquakes are frequent. In the capital, Taipei, 72% of the city's buildings are older than 30 years. The rules also stipulate that new buildings located along fault lines must improve their ability to withstand earthquakes by 20 to 30%. Turning now to international news, Chinese leader Xi Jinping has been caught on camera scolding Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. The tense exchange took place at the G20 summit in Indonesia. Xi appeared to be unhappy that the details of an earlier conversation between him and Trudeau had been leaked to the press. He may have been referring to reports that Trudeau had brought up alleged Chinese interference in Canada's elections during an earlier meeting with Xi. After trading some terse words, the two shook hands. Trudeau looked visibly shaken as he walked away.
Everything we discussed is then leaked to the paper. That's not appropriate. And that's not how the way the conversation was conducted. If there is sincerity on your part,
free and open and frank dialogue, and that is what we will continue to have. We will continue to look to work constructively together, but there will be things we will disagree on, and we will have to continue.
Let's create the conditions first.
Back in Taiwan, a pair of hikers are in trouble for accidentally entering a military site in southern Taiwan. It's the latest in a series of similar incidents where hikers have strayed onto the same military site. A rescue operation for trapped intruders. Two hikers accidentally wandered into a military base in the mountains of Kaohsiung in southern Taiwan. They had to be saved by emergency services after getting stuck on a cliff. Rescue workers say the area was hazardous and difficult to reach.
当时的坡度它属于有2段，那第一段的话，它大概差不多75度，接近80度左右。那第二段的话已经是90度的一个地形。
The hikers say they had been exploring the nearby areas and that they hadn't meant to intrude onto military grounds. But officials say there are plenty of signs around to warn people away from restricted areas.
进入登山口，你只要沿着步道行走，不要岔入这个路旁的小径那是就不会有这个走到禁区的这样的状况。
There have been almost a dozen such intrusions this year at this base alone. The two hikers are now facing prosecution for trespassing on the military site, a strong legal reminder to keep an eye out for the signs. The Taipei Zoo says its giant panda Tuan is recovering well and his appetite is getting better. There were fears for the panda's future last month after he was diagnosed with a brain lesion in September. Zookeepers now say Tuan's condition has been stabilizing and he's eating more, though he's not yet well enough for visitors to see him. The zoo placed a board outside the panda enclosure at the end of October for guests to write messages to Tuan. In just a few weeks, it's racked up hundreds of well wishes. But now the zoo is moving the messages online. With a little more rest, Tuan can hopefully get back to greeting his guests in person. Volunteers in Taidong County on Taiwan's southeast coast have removed nearly 6 tons of garbage from the sea and beaches this year so far. Bottles, cans, masks, and discarded fish nets are among the most common types of trash they found. The county government says this year's haul is much smaller than the 8.5 tons removed in 2021, as COVID-19 restrictions kept away many of the volunteers who had helped out last year. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. I'm Eric Gao. Take care and see you next time.